Congratulations.
Look, I'm sorry. I can come back later.
Don't be silly. Come on, come in.
I guess you know I'm here.
You are?
Well, today, before, when you were asking me all those questions, I really wasn't sure what was going on, but you were trying to tell me that you believed in me. You were trying to prove that I didn't do it.
That's right.
Well, you did a heck of a job. I really don't know what to say.
Oh, you're doing just fine.
No, seriously, I know it was you that turned in the other guy. You really put yourself on the line.
I was happy to do it, believe me.
Well, if there's anything that I can ever do for you someday.
Hey. My wife's a friend.
You've been a real friend to me.
I'd like to be more than your friend.
Listen, Mrs. Capwell.
Don't call me Mrs. Capwell. Makes me sound so old and so attached. I'm not old. And I'm very
Gosh, you guys, some of the jaded people of this town might find what's going on here a little sordid and suspicious.
This is not your office key, and it's after work hours.
Well, honey, I'm not really here on business. Lucky for you that I'm not, because otherwise, as district attorney, I might find out what's going on here and, get the wrong idea.
Listen, Timmons.
No, you listen to me, Morton. If I didn't have a lot of solid evidence on Brick Wallace, I might just drag the two of you in on collusion to frame him.
So Cruz shows up at my house, right? He's got a warrant, a search warrant, apparently from some kind of anonymous tip. And the cops are going through my closet and they find some boots that I've never worn with mud stains on them. Lionel, I have not laid eyes on these things in a year.
All right. But somebody wore those boots,
yes,
right?
the nut who attacked Victoria Capwell.
Like some kind of nightmarish dream. It's got to be some terrible mistake.
That's right. Now, how can I prove that?
I don't know, Brick, but we will prove it. Look, I'm just glad you called me. Have you talked to your mother?
No. Come on, how can I?
Come on, Sophia loves you. You know that.
Lionel, I'm accused of raping both her daughter and her mother.
She's your mother. She wouldn't believe you would.
Lionel, right now, I have evidence that is tying me to this crime. I don't have an alibi that's going to hold up. I don't even know if I believe I'm innocent at all.
I believe it. I believe it. And so would anyone who knows you.
Then what am I doing here?
I don't.
All right, well, Cruz knows me, doesn't he? Even that Timmons knows me. But when it comes right down to it, how do you know they're wrong? I mean, how do you know it wasn't me?
I know because I'm your father. I know I love you.
Great, you made it. Here's your name tag.
Thank you.
And we're going to go over the breathing we did in the last class. I'll explain it to you when we start. Why don't you get a pillow and some math to make yourself comfortable?
Okay, I'll get the math. Okay?
I get the pillow.
Excuse me.
Are we late?
I think they're just getting
You
started.
guys get a space over there.
Thanks.
Okay.
This is your second one. You must be pretty excited. You tell us?
Yeah, I think we do. We'll get them. You gotta get them.
Just give us a...
Okay.
Tori, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
You and Victoria?
Regulations are in order.
Thank you. And you two, well, I knew you were planning on getting married soon, but I had no idea.
Oh, well, Victoria, Cruz and I aren't having a baby. Well, we were just here to partner Julia in her math class.
Oh.
So, you're having a baby.
Yeah. I'm glad that we got this all straightened out. I forgot to pick up that litter. It's such a tease to me. Yeah, I think I'm going to get some name tags. Excuse me.
Don't you think I had a right to know?
Кейт, может, ты уберешься отсюда?
Jake and I can finish our discussion.
No, I tell you what I'm going to do? I think I'll sit here and listen to you finish your discussion. Maybe I'll even watch. You like to think like that.
Oh, Keith, will you please?
Ah, hey, listen, you don't mind, do you, old boy? I mean, just my presence here is going to help to confirm that you're not plotting against old Brick. Huh?
Look, I was just here to thank this lady for believing in me.
Well, hey, Castillo believed in you. I want to thank him the same way. He might thank you back.
Well, that's real cute. No, I'm just grateful to anybody that helped me. Well, there's a lot of other people out there willing to just lock me up and throw away the key.
Boy, that's a clever expression, that is. Can I use that at the office?
Look, man, you were heading the lynch mob.
Listen to me, cowboy. You had the means, the opportunity, and the probable motive, plus various and sundry other pieces of evidence against you.
Yeah, and your evidence was all wrong, wasn't it?
Well, wheels of justice turned, Lady Liberty prevailed, and you're free to do missions of mercy over this. I don't see what you're getting so revved up about, boy.
Because I was treated like dirt, that's why. You had my name and face plastered all over the front page. And now that I'm clear, I'm sure I'm just going to wind up somewhere behind the obituary.
Well, what's the press coverage you're worried about?
But that's not what I'm worried about. You know what bothers me? What I'm worried about is this town, with a jerk like you as a district attorney. Thank God there's good, honest people here like Gina to stand up to you. Now, if there's anything I can ever do for you, you just let me know.
Hey. How dare you barge in here like that?
Listen, if you didn't want company, lock the door.
You ruined everything.
Don't tell me you were seriously thinking about bedding down with Bronco.
Could have been a significant evening. At least I could be sure he wasn't just using me.
I'm going to throw some cold water on you.
Why don't you just get out?
You know, it's pathetic. Because I find that, man, I gotta admit, Jake is sincere. I mean, he's too simple-minded to be anything else. He really did want to thank you. And I think all the moaning and groaning and pleading, it probably could have gotten him the sack, but it would just be his way of saying thanks. So you really think he was remotely interested in you?
What I think is, you're jealous. That's why you came panting over here from the courthouse.
Yeah, he's not my type.
You are, Keith.
That
You're jealous.
And you're deluded. You know, if this is your way of setting up Brick to get that brawny hayseed in bed with you, you blew it. You know, the anonymous phone call was a waste.
I didn't set Brick up. I didn't do it. I would never do something like that.
Oh, come on. Come on! We know each other too well. You and I do anything to get what we want, as long as somebody doesn't catch us.
I'm telling you, I didn't do it, Keith.
I don't care. I don't care if you did or not, because you were right. Brick Wallace is guilty. And I'm going to wipe the courtroom floor with it.
Exactly what do they have on the A knife. A knife. I mean, it could have belonged to anybody. A book of matches that they found laying around the restaurant. I mean, that can't add up to anything, can it? They said that I had the opportunity. The only thing is that they're saying that I had a grudge against Haley. I guess, you know, what she had to do with Amy's death.
All right. What you need now is a good attorney. Would you consider having Julia represent you?
I don't want to, you know, put you out with her. And,
Right, she's family. I know that she would be insulted if she didn't.
Dad, I have been working so hard since Amy died to finally feel independent. I'm doing everything I can. I don't want to need any... I'm needing you. I'm needing the kindness. I'm sorry. I appreciate it. It's just...
Hey, Rick, listen to me. If a man is measured by his friends, then you are some kind of man. See, we want to do this for you, son. We want to exhaust every possibility. There's no need for thanks or appreciation or anything. You've always been very self-sufficient, and I haven't had the opportunity to do much for you. By the way, if you're worried about Johnny, don't. He's got to stay with his grandmother, and even Santana has offered to help.
Thank you. Thank you. Guess I don't have much saying.
I never wanted anybody to really ever help me before, but I wish I would have turned to you sooner, that's all. But Dad, I haven't been handling things really well lately. I guess if I'm going to be alone, I think this Keith Immon's going to work it out that cellmates are going to be my company.
We're going to fight this. We're going to fight it, son. And together we're going to win.
Good work. It was a nice class. I'll see you next week, okay?
You did a nice job.
Thank you.
Well, it sure was a surprise that we all should meet here.
Yeah, of all places.
Small world, huh?
Yeah, you just never know, do you?
You four have left me without a cliche.
You, without a cliche, you must still make it.
So, you're pregnant.
Yeah, so they tell me. When's the baby due?
Oh, not for a while. Several months.
I had no idea you were pregnant, Julia.
Of course you didn't.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, we work in the same law firm, but I didn't think that my pregnancy was relevant to our association.
Well, I would hope we're more than just colleagues at this point, Julia.
Mason, listen, I want to offer my congratulations. I think it's great. I'm sorry if our being here spoiled the surprise.
Yeah, well, actually, we just hadn't figured out a time to make the announcement. This certainly wasn't what we had in mind.
Well, you must be very excited.
Yeah, we're very excited.
Yes, I guess we'll all be seeing a lot of one another in class.
Well, we'll be here.
Well, we can take turns taking notes.
Well, till next time.
Yeah, see you next time.
Я очень благодарна вам за то, что вы пошли со мной. Спасибо.
Appreciate it.
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
You seem like you might have been a little upset, Mason and Tori found out about the pregnancy.
Why would I be?
Well, we know you wanted to keep it under wraps a little longer.
Well, that's true, but in this day and age, nobody's going to be shocked that I'm a single mother-to-be. What I do wonder about is, though, why Mason and Victoria kept their pregnancy a secret. I'm sure that he had his reasons. He always does.
Yeah, well, we better let you get your rest. Don't forget, you need a lot of rest.
Look, if he's just worried about me, just think how he's going to be with me.
Oh, I look forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Good night. Good night. Sleep well.
Oh, don't do this to yourself, Julia. Don't do this to yourself. He's got a pregnant wife. There is no hope.
Hi, Julie. I'm sorry to bother you so late. Rick has been arrested.
I know that. I was in Timmons' office when they brought him in.
Oh, well, I don't care what they found in that house. He's innocent. He could never have attacked those women.
I don't think that he could do that either, Lionel. I really don't. But those boot imprints are very damaging evidence to him.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I'm here. I know it's a great favor, but I want you to defend Brick.
Is that what he wants?
Yeah. And I'd consider it an enormous personal favor.
Of course I will.
You will.
He's your son. And he's my friend. He's my oldest friend in Santa Barbara.
I know, but I was, well, he was concerned that you'd be hesitant because of the friction it would cause with Mason.
Look, I defended Jake. There was plenty of friction. I survived that. I'll survive this. If he wants me to defend him, then it is my privilege to do so.
Thank you. I'll sure sleep a lot easier knowing that you're going to defend him. Thank you so much. Listen, the expenses, you know, investigators, whatever it takes.
It's okay. It's all right.
Okay, thanks again. Good night.
Looks like your father and I are going to be at odds again. And this time, I don't think he's going to forgive me.
How did you find that Lamar's class, anyway?
From a number in the phone book.
Well, how did you pick that one? Surely it wasn't the only one in town.
No, it's not the only one in town.
Can't believe we wound up in the same class with Eden and Cruz and Julia. Talk about foul luck.
Ah, such a tragedy.
Yeah, well, we're not going back at any rate. I don't know what the attraction is anyway. We wanted to huff and puff, we could take up aerobics.
Mason, I'm not going to sit here and listen to you blame me for the entire evening.
Victoria, I'm not blaming you.
You were the one who wanted to go in the first place. I didn't want to go because of the threatening letter you got. But you got to the door and you said, I want to go to this class. I'm not going to hide underneath the bed.
I know what I said, and I'm sure it sounded just that pompous, but the fact remains it was a lousy way for people to find out that you're pregnant. Did you see Cruz's expression? He was speechless.
Not quite. He said congratulations to you.
Yeah, heaven only knows what he meant by that.
Mason, you sound so paranoid.
Well, I just hope he isn't harboring any suspicions.
Why should he be suspicious? Mason, the master plan of our marriage was to persuade Cruz and the rest of the world that you were the father of my child.
I'm not saying anything right today, am I?
No, you sound like a jerk.
Well, I realize that, but this jerk wants you to know that he cares about you. Victoria, the master plan of the marriage was that you and I should spend our lives together and raise this child together as mother and father.
I want to believe that.
You can.
After tonight, I don't know anymore.
Yeah, well, I think he couldn't be in better hands. No, if you think it's necessary, sure. See you there. Yeah, bye.
You know what I was thinking?
What?
How incredibly lucky we are. It scares me sometimes how wonderful things are between us.
I know what you mean.
You know, all that thinking I had in the shower gave me an incredible urge for chili and a Caesar salad at Johnny's. If I get dressed, will you go with me?
I was just talking to Julia on the phone, and she's decided to take Brick's case.
Great. It'll sure give everybody something to talk about at Lamar's class, won't it?
Come again?
Well, if Julia is defending the man that attacked Victoria, how do you think she and Mason are going to react?
I guess I'll just have to work it out. In any case, she's anxious to get started.
You mean tonight?
Well, yeah, she wants me to meet her at the police station so we can talk to Brick.
Does Julia know what time it is?
Well, I'm sure she does.
And you aren't going to go anywhere else?
No, we're going to go to the police station. So there's a lot of work to be done on the case. She thinks we should get started right now. I think it's probably a smart idea. Do you have a problem with that?
No, I don't have a problem with it. It seems like you have a problem, though. I mean, I come out of the shower, I'm being very romantic, and you're acting weird because you're on the phone with somebody.
I wasn't on the phone with somebody. I was on the phone with Julia.
Nobody else?
What is this about?
Well, I thought maybe you called Victoria while I was in the shower.
Why would I call Victoria?
If I know that the baby she's carrying is yours?
Victoria is not carrying my baby.
Well, how do we know that? We know what happened at the lighthouse, and how long ago was that?
Eden, please don't do this.
I'm a little afraid.
Here, stop and think about this now. We're talking about Mason, your brother Mason. The man is no martyr, and he's certainly not a saint. You think he would actually pretend to be the father of some other man's child? Mason? We're talking about Mason?
No, he wouldn't do anything like that.
No, of course not. He and Tori are married now. They're having a baby. It makes perfect sense. Okay?
Okay.
You still feel like chili and Caesar salad?
Sure.
Why don't you get dressed? I'll drop you off at Johnny's, I'll go to the station, do my business, and I'll come back shortly and join you.
No, lower. Okay. Lower. Right. Harder now. Harder. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, harder. That's perfect.
See how wonderful I am to you?
Oh, you're wonderful to me.
Even though you came in here and ruined my entire evening, I still do this for you. Yeah. I know it makes you feel better.
Oh, it makes me feel like heaven. Metacarpal through the...
Oh, no. No, that's where I draw the line.
Hello. Yeah. You're kidding me. No. Don't give her anything. Don't do anything. So write it down.
What's going on now?
It's Julia Wainwright, friend of felons. She's at it again.
What's she doing?
She's representing Brick Wallace. She wants evidence.
What's her problem? Doesn't she know what time of night it is?
Her problem is she doesn't get foot massages, and she's taking out her excess energy by driving me crazy.
There's nothing she can do about it. Evidence is evidence.
Yeah, but as much as I hate to say it, he's a cagey lawyer.
But there's nothing she can do. I mean, I knew Brick was going to get nailed the minute I saw those boots at his house.
Tell me something. Be honest with me, okay? You didn't plant those boots in Brick's closet, did you?
I saw them exactly where the police found them. Brick didn't even bother to deny it.
No, he didn't.
Well, then.
Well, you hate his guts enough to do it, don't you?
You bet I do. Not only for humiliating me at the wedding, for what he did to Haley. I mean, how I feel is nothing compared to the way I feel about what he did to Haley. No one does that to somebody I love and gets away with it.
I am thinking about both of us.
You're only thinking of the number of people who know that I am pregnant now.
No, Victoria, my concern is that Cruz will find out he's the father of your baby. That's only going to put more of a strain on our marriage.
Mason, I don't love Cruz anymore. I've told you that.
I'm not referring to your feelings for Cruz. I'm wondering what's going to happen if he suspects he's the father. He's going to want visiting rights, maybe even custody.
Oh, Mason, be realistic. You're an attorney, for heaven's sake. What are the odds that Cruz could get custody of a child whose mother has a stable home and a successful lawyer as a husband? The odds are non-existent.
Maybe you're right, but I still don't want him to know. I wouldn't be comfortable with it at all.
And I'm sure you've considered the trouble it would cause Cruz and Eden.
Victoria, I'm trying to take everything into consideration. That Lamaze class proved far more informational than I'd ever dreamed.
I noticed that you were shocked that Julia was there.
Well, yeah. Who would have expected Julia Wainwright to take the plunge into single parenthood?
Maybe she didn't. Maybe it just happened. So who's the father?
How would I know?
You work together, you're friends. You must have some idea.
Contrary to outward appearances, Julia's a very private person. I have no idea who the father is, although I do admit I wonder.
Okay. Hope you're satisfied. You dragged me down in my office this hour. Now, what is it that couldn't wait till tomorrow?
I intend to petition the judge for bail for my client tomorrow, and I would like to familiarize myself with the particulars of this case.
Ask him. Don't bug me.
Cruz has already briefed me. Thank you, but I would like to see the evidence with my own eyes here.
Do you actually get off being a goody two-shoes, or is it something you just feel that you have to do?
I get off, Keith. Helping innocent men escape the clutches of corrupt, incompetent bureaucrats.
Oh, it doesn't sound like anybody I know.
You know, this whole thing is the same farce that we've just played. We just have a different lead man,
You're
right?
wrong, Doc.
No, you were wrong, pal, and I would bet the farm that you are wrong again.
Oh, wait a minute. Who was the one that got the boot imprint the night that Victoria was attacked? Who was the one that went over to Brick's house to find the boot? No! You, Castillo, you found the evidence. Don't go crybabying to me about it now.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we have Gina here. Gina, in your expert opinion, you feel that Brick Wallace is our rapist, yes? Yes. Uh-huh. And what makes you so sure? I just know. Is it possibly because you were exposed to some secret information?
Well, there's not much she hasn't been exposed to, but I'll tell you something. Besides that, she has access to every piece of evidence that goes across that desk, so don't look for angles that aren't there.
Fine. We want a key to the evidence room and your file on the evidence, please.
Keep your shirt on. No, that doesn't apply to you.
Oh, don't touch me, please.
Here you go, kids. Read it, and as they say, weep.
Thank you, Keith.
Oh, I suppose you're going to want to talk to your client. Gina could...
Oh, don't bother with that. I've already arranged to have Brick brought up.
Here?
No, the bell tower.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm just going to excuse myself.
It was you! Hey there, you are framing me! He's just trying to get you! He's just trying to get you! Mr. Wallace! Man, I'd listen to my attorney, or you may be facing an additional assault charge. Listen, man, I know that you are in on this with her. Everybody knows how crooked you are. Get him out of here.
I have a right to...
Get him out of here! He's abusive and dangerous. If you want to talk to your client, do it in the holding cell where there's adequate security. Get him out of here.
Hey, do something, Cruz. Down there.
You don't come down, you're going to hang yourself.
And you two are going to stand there and tell me this man isn't violent? Well, I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't feel safe if he was out on the street. What are you implying, Gina? I'm not implying anything. I'm telling you straight out. The man's a maniac. He almost killed me. He would have if the guard hadn't stopped him. I would watch that if I were you, because calling my client a murderer can be construed as slander. Keith, for your sake, I hope that this isn't what it appears to be.
What are you implying, darling?
It appears to be a setup, and it sure smells like one, too.
I think you're spitting in the wind.
If you're framing my client to boost your conviction rate and satisfy your secretary, I will find out, and I will go hunting and hunting and hunting until I find you behind bars.
Well, hello.
Jake. Hi, it's nice to see you.
It's good to see you, too.
I know it must have been really frustrating for you. I'm glad you were cleared.
I wanted to thank you and Inspector Castillo for all the help that you've given me. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just sorry that it was Brick that was next.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know the guy very well, but I've seen him in here with his friends and his kid. I sure hope that they're not doing to him what they did to me.
Well, what's next on the agenda for Jake Morton?
I gotta find a job. My life wasn't in the greatest shape before all this happened, but being thrown in jail like I was kind of made me realize that things really weren't as bad as they seemed.
Good luck.
Oh, thanks. Good seeing you. Can I get a mineral water, please?
Mineral water.
Hello, Amy.
Lionel. I can't tell you how sorry I was about Brick. How's Johnny?
He's staying with us until this is all over. I hope no one in the Campbell family believes that Brick is capable of attacking the women.
Oh, well, I certainly don't. And even though Cruz is assigned to the case, I don't think he does either. He and Julia are with Brick right now.
Well, I know that my son is innocent, so I have no intention of letting him be used as a scapegoat.
Scapegoat?
Oh, come on. 2 Capwell women have been attacked, Eden, and Brick is being set up with this.
Lionel, if you think Brick is being railroaded, don't point your fingers at Capwell. I know there's been a lot of bad blood between your daddy and may always still be. But Keith Timmons is the one who's out to get Brick. And he'll play us against each other if we let him.
But can't you see what they're doing? Whatever they're trying to do, you've got to control your temper, Brick.
Yeah, right. He's right, Brick. Keith can get that guard right up on the witness stand and have him testify about your violent outbursts and threats against Gina.
Look, I couldn't help it. I know she's the one that pointed the police in my direction. Do you think if I was guilty, I would have those boots? I mean, that I would keep in my closet or whatever?
Listen, man, we're on your side. We don't think you're guilty, but I know Keith. He's going to argue that every criminal makes a mistake that allows him to be convicted. Am I right?
He's going to pull out all that, brag up all that Freudian stuff about how you wanted to be caught in the first place.
You know that I had to be in that cell, thinking about how much my boy needs me, and then I start realizing that it's real possible that I'd be put away for a long time here. I mean, what's going to happen then, Cruz? I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to let this happen or something.
Rick, it's not going to happen. You're not going to do it.
What you really need from you right now is to think of anything that you can that happened during Haley's rape or Victoria's attack that put you someplace else you need an alibi.
I have been thinking about it. I've been going over and over the night. That night, there is nothing. I don't know. I was walking out alone that night that Haley was raped. That's it. Remember you saw me? I was even a foul move when I saw you.
Right. You had fallen down on Anacapa Street. Rick, you told me that you fell down on Anacapa Street. That's why you got all those scratches all over your face.
What do you think? Maybe I've got an alibi.
If there was something that can clear you, why didn't you come out with it before?
I just wanted to put it out of my mind because it makes me look like a fool.
All right, well, I'm sure you think you should go to prison for 25 years rather than let people think you did something dumb.
What is it?
All right, do you remember the night at Johnny's?
Yeah, the night that Haley was raped.
Yes, exactly. All right, I was feeling depressed. Remember, I was in a foul mood. Earlier, I'd lost my temper with Haley. I just went out walking, right? I just needed to clear my head.
Where?
I was just walking along the streets. It wasn't Anacapa Street. That's not how I got those scratches on my face.
Why did you lie to me?
Because I told you, it made me look like a fool. It was on Coda Street. There was this hooker, she started bothering me, and I wasn't even in a civil mood to deal with her, but she just kept on following me.
For how long?
Well, why? I don't know, 3-4 blocks. Anyways, I got fed up with her, and I just pushed her aside, and she lets me have it with her purse, and she catches me on the side of the face with it, and, you know, it's one of those ones with the chains on it, and that's how I got the scratches on my face.
What time was it?
10 o'clock. In fact, that was her come-on line.
All right, now that's about the same time that Haley was being attacked down by the beach. If he was on Coda Street with this hooker, there's no way he could have done it.
Oh, well, all right. I've got nothing, man, for the night Victoria Capwell.
Look, the MOs on these cases are so similar that if we can get you off of Haley's case, you're pretty much home free.
All right, so all you got to do is find the girl, right?
Well, we got to find her and get her to testify, and of course the prostitute isn't the most reliable witness, but right now that's the only shot we got.
So why the urgent summons?
Victoria, I didn't wait for you to come out. I'm sorry, Mason. I wouldn't have called if it wasn't important.
No, I just didn't want to be alone.
Oh, of course, I wasn't thinking.
So, what was so important?
Well, I had a conversation with Lionel earlier. It seems that he's under the impression that the Capwells are out to form a lynch mob to pin this attack on Brick.
That's ridiculous.
Well, of course it is, but you have to look at it from his point of view. Things have always been strained with Brick, and the relationship between Lionel and Daddy has never been any good.
Well, it's nothing to do with family history. I don't blame Lionel for being upset. Brick is his son, but the fact of the matter is that evidence, not malice, is the reason Brick's been accused. Now, I'd like to see that somehow explained, but until it is, he'll have to go through the legal process.
I'm sure this must be very difficult for you, Victoria.
Well, I find it hard to believe that Brick attacked me, but from the size of him and then his whispery voice, I guess it could have been him.
Well, I didn't call you here to talk to you about Brick's guilt or his innocence. I just thought maybe we could find some way to head off Lionel.
In what way?
Well, if he continues to press this thing about a Capwell plot, he's going to drive a wedge in between Daddy and Mama. And you know Mama. She loves Brick. She'd do anything for him. And regardless of the evidence, she's not going to believe it.
You're right about that.
Well, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't really feel right talking to Julia. But you're my brother, so I thought maybe you could talk to her. She's got more influence with Lionel than anybody I know.
I'll speak to her right away.
Thanks, Mason.
If you're gonna stop there on the way home, can you drop me off?
Thought you didn't want to be alone.
Well, I'll get Jenny to come over to next door.
Making sure she's getting lots of rest and taking her vitamins.
Oh, yes. You better not dream. So attentive.
Oh, I'd like to see that notarized.
It's a shame Julia doesn't have anyone to take care of her. I guess the father's not around.
She obviously doesn't want the father around.
You know that for a fact?
Oh, no, but I know Julia pretty well. She's totally dedicated to her career. If she could have figured out a way to have this baby by herself, believe me, she would have.
You got something to say?
Yeah. We both know the last name of the family, right? The last name of those two women that were attacked. Now, that family carries a lot of clout in this town, as well as financial resources and other things which could be available to somebody who just happened to help them get their way, right?
You're suggesting, I mean, what you really... Is it the Capwells paid me to convict your son? I wish CC were here.
Lionel, I know why you'd be thinking that. No one knows how low the Capwells will stoop better than I do, but you're wrong. Brick did this to himself.
How do I know you're telling the truth?
Because she's my secretary, she's seen the others. Now, please get out of here so I can go home.
Boy, that's amazing, you know? Amazing how many people are suddenly going against my son, Brick. Well, I know there's a hell of a lot more to it than you're letting on. You want something?
Sure has been one hell of a long day, huh?
Yeah, but it's ending a lot better than it started out.
Yeah. Gotta tell you, though, it's gonna be tough to find that hooker.
I don't want you to think about that right now. I want you to come over here, and I'm going to give you one of my patented neck massages.
And bless your generous heart.
Just relax. Does it feel better? Looks better?
Yeah, that's better. But not perfect. No, that's perfect.
What's going on in that crazy mind of yours?
I want to make you pregnant.
And where did that come from?
Well, I guess from seeing all those pregnant ladies tonight, I want to see that glow on you, Eden. I want to feel our baby in each other. I want to see a little Eden running around this place.
Guess I never really quite thought of that possibility, having all our children look like me. We'd have to sell them, that's all.
I mean, it's so strange when you think about it.
What?
Having kids, you know? We take them for granted. Other people have them. You think, wow, they're so cute, and it must be amazing the way they relate to them. But it's going to be like our own kid. It'll be like a carbon copy of you or me. Right here in the world for whom we have responsibility. You know, it's going to be a mind blower.
Yeah, I guess that's what Mason and Victoria are going through.
Can you imagine a miniature Mason running around?
No, I can't. I can't imagine a miniature anything. I couldn't visualize him getting married. I can't visualize him having a baby.
I'm not going to have to visualize it much longer. A few more months go by and it's going to be right out there for everybody to see.
It's going to be interesting.
You know what would be even more interesting?
What?
If you and I got to work on making something of our own for the class.
I thought you'd never ask. I love you.
I love you too.
I have had a very difficult day, and I'm very tired. Do you think that we could talk about Lionel later?
You're right, it can wait. Besides, you shouldn't be overtaxing yourself under the circumstances.
I'm fine.
I'm not even sure you should take on Brick's case.
This pregnancy is perfectly normal, and I have every intention to continue working.
You could have told me, you know. You had ample opportunity.
I thought that we had settled this before.
Not to my satisfaction. You really think it's fair that I found out by accident?
Mason, go home to your wife.
I had every right to
You are
know.
not the father, so don't even be concerned about this baby.
I'm not the father.
You are not the father.
You expect me to believe
Yes,
that?
I do. I do.
All right, who is the father then?
Go home.
You don't intend to tell me, huh?
No.
I just feel like certain courtesies are owed me since I made such a valiant effort to father your child. I'd like to know who the lucky man is that succeeded where I failed.
It's none of your business.
When's the baby due?
You have a pregnant wife at home, Mason. That's where your concern should lie.
You could be in your first trimester. But you're going to Lamar's class, which means you're probably further along. So if memory serves me right, that means
You can think
conceive.
anything you'd like. You can chart it out. You can dream about it. But the only baby that's yours is the one that your wife is carrying. Go home.